Hey guys, what's up? Estamos começando mais um Yeltcast, programa criado pelo Yelt para falar sobre aprendizado de idiomas, sobre outras culturas, entre outros assuntos, né? Eu sou a Jota e hoje estou recebendo aqui o Natan. Como vai você?
I'm good, man.
Oh, great. So let's talk in English, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
So why are we welcoming Natan here today? Natan, please tell our viewers about how English has changed your life.
English has been very useful in my life because when I was 19 years old, I decided to become fluent in English because I had just started in law school. So I wanted to get a master's abroad. I wanted to get a master's in Norway. And I noticed that in order to get this master, I needed to know English and get to be fluent in English. So when I was 19 years old, I said, okay, so I just have to learn it because it's going to be very important to my professional career. So I decided to learn it entirely by myself because my dad never had enough money to afford an English course for me. So that's why I decided to learn English.
And you have been a student here at Yelt, right?
Yeah. It was a great experience because I had a chance to do what I love the most in the world, which is speaking English. I had an awesome teacher. His name is Jonathan, and he taught me so many things. So even though I studied here for only 6 months, I got to learn so many things because, he lived in the United States, so I could learn so many things from him. And I also liked the fact that I made so many friends here. Matthew was my friend. He went to London for an exchange program, and he's an amazing guy. And it was all good. It was a great experience.
Great. And now Natan has a job in which English is very useful for him. Could you please tell our viewers?
Yeah, sure. As soon as I got my English certificate here, I thought that it was about time for me to, take the next step. I wanted to get a better opportunity in my professional career. So that's why I decided to get a job that would require me to speak English. So basically I was at home one day and I woke up and said, okay, so I think I'm going to look for a job. Then I just Google jobs in English, and I found this job offer and I decided to apply for it. And then I held 2 interviews. It started in English. They asked me so many questions about my journey, about the things that I love the most in the world. And I got this job, and I've been working there for about 5 months now. It has been a great experience because I get to speak English, which is something that I love. And man, that's amazing. I'm really thankful for Yelt because if it weren't for Yelt, I wouldn't have my certificate. I wouldn't have gotten this job. So I'm really thankful.
And it's a home office job, right?
Yeah, I work from home. Yes, I forgot to tell you about this. So I work from home, and it's a company that is focused on customer service. So basically, I'm a customer service agent. I work assisting customers on the phone, by email, or live chat. So basically, I always communicate with people from the United States, like every single day, hours a day. So speaking English is like a part of my life.
You spend basically the whole day speaking English.
Yeah, I spend the whole day like speaking English with so many people from the United States. And, every call that I get is an amazing experience because I get to know people from the United States. It's a very, cultural exchange, and I really love it.
And is it hard sometimes? Are there some accents that are harder to understand?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I had this customer from Texas, and it was so hard for me to understand him. It was a challenge, but I managed to assist him on the phone. The thing is that he spoke so fast, and his accent was so different. I had never heard anything like that in my whole life. So he was from Texas, and for example, if you were to say, you all need to improve, he said y'all need to improve. And it was so hard for me to understand. And I had to ask him to repeat his questions sometimes, and things that the good thing is that like he was a great guy, so it was a good experience.
Great, great. But is there any tip that you would like to give to our viewers about if they want to have a job like yours, or maybe some other opportunity like this? What tip would you like to give to them?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that the most important thing is that you have to become comfortable making mistakes, because it's impossible to learn a language without making mistakes. You always make mistakes. You always learn from the mistakes that are made. And it's also a great tip to like learn English with the things that you love. I have seen my favorite movies like 1,000 times. I told you before, I'm a huge fan of Rocky 2, the Rocky movies. And I really love Spider-Man 2. That's the movie that I have seen like over 1,000 times my whole life. And I have seen those movies with English subtitles. And it was really good for me to practice my listening, practicing my pronunciation skills, because I always, repeated the things that they said during the movie while I was watching it. So it was a great experience. I have also been a huge Beatles fan. So
am I.
Yeah, the Beatles have helped me a lot. I remember listening to the Beatles and reading the lyrics because it was helpful, because I could understand what he said. My favorite songs by the Beatles are No Reply, that song on the Beatles For Sale album, Ticket to Ride, Come Together, Let It Be, The Long and Winding Road. And those songs really helped me. And it's a really good tip to like learn English with easy songs. And I believe that the Beatles have so many easy songs. And I have also been a huge Michael Jackson fan, as you can see here. So he has been an inspiration for me. And there's one thing that he told me. It's 100% possible to envision something and make it come true. So my dream was to learn English and go to Norway or go abroad. And the first step I've already taken, I have already learned English. So the next step is like to go to an exchange program, to get a job in another country. So I feel like that I'm making progress with each passing day.
Amazing. Well, you said before that you spend basically the whole day speaking English. And is it nowadays, is it easier for you to speak English than Portuguese?
Oh man, that's a very interesting question, because I speak English like 8 hours a day, every single day. So basically, it's kind of impossible to start to get used to English more than you're used to Portuguese. So I have started to forget like some basic things in Portuguese. I've started to mix some verbs. Like I told you before, I was going to say, você pode trazer isso pra mim? And I ended up saying, você pode brincar isso pra mim? Because, it's something that happens to your mind. I have also had dreams in English, which is something that I had never experienced before, even after like 4 years studying English. I believe that I have also found English an easier language, because Portuguese has so many little rules that are hard for you to understand. Even native speakers have difficulties understanding Portuguese. So yeah, I really love English, and that's why it has been a part of my life. And that's why it's easier for me nowadays to use English in everyday life.
Nathan, have you ever had any funny experience at your job?
Yeah, I had a very funny experience last week. I had this customer for the United States, and she called me to inquire about the product that the company that I work for sells. And I was helping her on the phone, and I was like answering her questions. And there was a moment during the call that I asked her what her plans for the weekend were. And she told me that she wanted to go out with her family and those things. And I told her that I was very excited to watch the new Barbie movie. And she started to laugh out loud. And then she asked me, where are you calling me from? And I told her that I'm from Brazil. And she was like, oh, are you in Brazil now? Really? Are you Brazilian? And I was like, yeah, I am. And she said, I didn't know that. I mean, I could barely notice your accent. And it was a very funny experience, because it's something that you don't expect. Because, when you speak English so well that people just don't notice your accent or people just think that you're a native speaker, that's amazing.
And you have a really great English. You have a great pronunciation. It is really fluent. Do you usually talk to people outside of your job?
yeah, I didn't know. I didn't tell you about this. So when I decided to learn English by myself, I thought that I would need to make friends who have English as their mother language. So I made friends in the United States. I have one friend in New York City and another friend in Florida. And this friend from Florida even came here to Vitória Conquista to meet me in person. And it is like a brother to me, and I love this guy. And he told me so many things. You know, bro, like I remember at the beginning of my journey, you know, being on the phone with him, and I couldn't even make a full sentence because my English was so bad because I was a beginner. And then after 4 years, I can have like a fluent conversation with him. Like he can understand me and I understand him completely. And I also made friends from other countries. I have friends in South Korea. I have friends in Russia. I have friends in Belgium. And
do you talk to all of them in English?
Yeah, in English. That's why English is very important because it allows you to connect with people from other cultures. And after learning English, I decided to learn Norwegian as well because, like I told you at the beginning of this episode, I wanted to get a master's in Norway, so I also learned Norwegian.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that I also love the language. I love how it sounds, you know. It's also very similar to English because both languages are Germanic. So if you stop to learn Norwegian, you notice that some grammar rules are the same as English. So it was great. I also love Norwegian music. Like, who do you know that listens to Norwegian music? Yeah, I love Norwegian music. I have a favorite singer, and I have taught him why he made his own fall.
Que massa, que massa. Voltando só um pouquinho pro português, né?
Claro, claro.
Pessoal, é isso aí. Como vocês puderam ver aqui, Natan, ele tem um inglês que é tão natural, tão fluente, que hoje em dia ele acaba se sentindo mais confortável conversando em inglês do que em português, né?
É.
Por isso a gente acabou decidindo fazer a entrevista aqui em inglês.
Que eu não queria comentar nos erros em português. Acaba sendo bem feio, né?
Mas é isso aí, foi um prazer, Natan, conversar com você.
Prazer, muito obrigado, meu.
A gente agradece a sua presença aqui. E é isso aí, esse foi o Yeltcast. Estaremos de volta em breve com mais conversas interessantes como essa. Esperamos vocês aqui. See ya!